Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hot Lunch eBay shop. So tonight we have 2 orders that need to get packed up and shipped. There is a return order that came back, so we're gonna have to deal with that. I have some boxes that got delivered, so I have to figure out where I'm gonna store these boxes. And that's gonna be basically it. I'm gonna try to keep it short tonight. If you've been watching the channel, I've had some pretty long videos in the last couple of days. So we're going to try to keep it much shorter than that tonight, maybe 15 minutes, maybe less. There is a little stack of inventory that I wrote drafts up for that needs to get photos taken, and I probably should do a little bit of that tonight. Maybe I'll just do a few things, or I might skip that altogether. But right now I'm going to grab this return order, open this box, and then we'll see if everything is good, and then refund the buyer and relist this item if possible. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's get to work. Okay, this should be a camera that came back today. When I first picked it up, I thought, oh, this guy didn't even open this. He just returned it, and that has happened to me before. But here I turned it around and it has definitely been opened. But like I was saying, that has happened to me before, where people have said they wanted to do a return because something was wrong with the order, and then when I got it back, it was clear that they never even took the thing out of the box to check on it. They just ordered it, then decided they didn't want it, remorse, and wanted to send it back. So this is a Canon Snappy camera. It does look a little... He said the flash doesn't work, and I tested this, but I don't know if I tested the flash. So let's go to eBay. I have the listing open already. I wanted to check. I just want to check to make sure this is actually the camera that I sent and not one that, I haven't really experienced this scam, but it is, yeah, I can see right there. There's a little flaw right here, a little tiny little white dot on this corner, and I can see that on the picture. So this is definitely the same camera, but I don't remember this flash looking so miserable. But I never really, when I was a photography teacher and a photographer, I never really paid much attention to flashes. I don't like the way flash photography looks, and I never really was interested in it, so I didn't even think to test this. I don't think I even tested it, so let's see if I did. So shutter works. I can see that. Here it goes. So I made a video showing the shutter working, but I did not do anything with this flash. So let's try it. Oh yeah, that sounds weird. So my options now are to just get rid of this, be done with it, write it off as a mistake, a bad purchase, or keep it, put some film in it, and run around shooting in the daytime when I don't need a flash, or sell it again, saying the flash is broken. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, well, let's first go, I want to go to my eBay, and then there should be over here, open returns and replacements. So here's one that's open. It says issue refund. I'm just going to click on that and refund the buyer. So total refund, he's going to get his money back, including the original shipping. And I'm going to go, I don't know if this was purchased in October or December. September. It looks like September. Snappy. Vintage? No. Here it is. Canon Snappy. Fully automatic. So here's where I have to insert a row below and then put that in. I usually just duplicate in my spreadsheet the exact row that has everything that was sold on it. It has the item cost that I paid for it, the sale price, the shipping fees, the eBay fees. It has all this information. So I usually take it all out, and then I make a copy of that row and duplicate it, and then put a red fill color on it. And then when I issue the refund, he's going to get back $40.09, and then they're going to take out all the eBay fees and everything that I would have paid. So I owe $36.48. That's mostly going to be the shipping cost. And then I'm going to put here the item cost, $36.48. And now, so I profited $27.44 on that camera when I sold it the first time. And now that I have refunded the buyer, I've lost $36.48. So that's about about $9, I guess. I lost on that camera, so that stinks, but it'll be just fine. $9 out the window is no big deal. So now I have refunded this. It's being processed. Now I can go to the order, buyer started a return. I want to find a place. I want to find a link where it says relist one like this. So I'll go to all orders and then I will search for the term snappy and see, send coupon, sell similar. So I'll sell similar on this. It should keep the photos and the video and the title, and then I will take out the word battery tested and I will just put flash broken. And then I will say for parts or for repair, I'll change used to for parts or not working, although it is working. Batteries, okay, all of that information is fine. It says great vintage 35mm camera runs on standard AAA batteries, not included. Batteries were installed, and the camera powers up and the shutter fires as expected. Flash does not work. So as long as somebody doesn't need a flash, it's fine. This camera is perfectly fine. I sold it originally for $36. I'm going to just make it $19.99, try to get some of my money back on this. And I'm going to turn off offers. And where was this originally stored? H3. So I'll remember to put this back in a box called H3. So that's done. I'm going to do that right now. H3 before I forget. So it's going to get put right here in this box. And I'm sure somebody will buy this again for $20. If they don't, I'll send out offers and try to get 16 or something. Okay, that's that. This stuff I'll put here in my little scrap bin and I'll use that again in the future. I might use that box again. Okay, right here is a box full of boxes. I think these are 16 by 16 by 6. And these boxes, I bought this size box originally for, I just got rid of a bunch of these bubbles yesterday and now I'm replenishing my unwanted supply. I usually just throw them right here and try to use them up as fast as possible. Anyway, these are not what I thought. These are 8 by 8 by 8. Okay, that's a good size box. And then here's a nice big box I'll save for the future. So I have a storage space for these. I don't have to think about where I'm gonna put them. I'll just put them away. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna cut the camera here and then come back with the 2 orders that came in today and get them packed. So here we go. Okay, just these 2 items. I mean, I've gotten used to these $250 and $300 and $400 and $500 days that I've been having recently. So this day is going to be like probably after shipping labels and fees and everything, it's probably going to be like 60, maybe $60 day. So not a great day, but it is early, 8:30. We still have time for more sales to come in, I hope. And these aren't bad sales by any means. This hat right here is a Chicago police homicide hat. I don't know if it's a legitimate, something that a Chicago police officer would have worn, or if this is made for like a tourist market or something. It's an older hat, showcase brand, made in Korea, with the mesh back, and it says our day starts when yours ends. I'm gonna put it in a plastic bag, protect it a little bit. I think this might be going overseas through eBay International. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Somebody in another country wants this for some reason. Show recipient address in United Kingdom. So somebody's gonna be sporting this hat in the UK. Since it's going all the way across the ocean, I'm gonna tape it up a little bit more than I might if it was staying here in the US. And let's get some notes on it. Hat. This hat, I only paid 36 cents for it. There was a time, this is quite a while ago now. Let's see, when was it? May of 2024 when I bought a tub of hats. It was like a tub like this at a garage sale. The guy had them all set up there. He wanted 50 cents a piece or $1 a piece or whatever he wanted. And I just asked him, how much would you take for everything? And I hadn't really looked at them that closely and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. But I think he said 50 I think I paid 50 for all of them. And then when I got home, it was like a lot of hats. So I ended up paying 36 cents a piece for them by the time I averaged that all out. And there were some good ones. Like there's some vintage Chicago Bulls ones. It's like somebody was a hat collector, and everywhere they went, they got a hat. So I had tons from like Florida, these vintage Bulls ones. Like one of those it sells for over $150. So I paid 36 cents for it, and I haven't sold it yet, but I probably will end up selling it for much lower than that, but still pretty good. You know, if I sold it for 40, like this one I sold for $27 plus shipping. So out of 36 cents into $27, you can't really complain about that. All right, this here is a Bible. It's called the Parallel Bible, which I don't know what that means. And I just listed this 2 days ago, so it's been a quick seller. This one I got at a garage sale. I mean, this is another real cheap item. I got this for 25 cents at a garage sale. I bought four Bibles at this sale for $1. And the lady said, I have a lot more Bibles, and I should have said, let's get them, you know, I'll take them all. But I don't know, I felt uncomfortable because she was talking about how she doesn't believe in selling Bibles because of God and Jesus and whatever. But I didn't want to tell her, yeah, I want these so that I can sell them. So I figure like there's a publisher, in this case, Zondervan. Some publisher prints these Bibles and sells them. Why shouldn't somebody else sell them? So anyway, she was trying to give them to me for free, and I insisted on paying her extra, you know, from the other stuff I bought. I just gave her extra money. So when I got home and I added it all up, I averaged out how much money I spent. I decided that I paid $0.25 a piece. So some of them are not worth much. You know, like of the four I got, this is probably the best one, and it's worth about 40. I think I had it listed for 44. I probably had it listed for $44.99, and then I sent a 10% off offer just to try to get it moving. Like there's no sense in keeping stuff forever. So even though it's only 2 days old, I sent an offer. I sold it for $40.49. And I just wrapped it up a little bit for some reason inside this, like a gift wrap. So we'll get this in there. All right, this stuff went pretty quickly. So I think I will go into the bedroom and spend 5 or 6 minutes taking some photos and then call it a night. Get a few things listed, and at least keep my listings active. You know, I like to get something listed at least every day, at least 1 or 2 things every day. They say it helps with eBay search algorithm stuff if you keep your shop active. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but here comes Pineapple. Pineapple boy, where'd you go? Here he is. Here's my boy. Hey, little boy. Come here. Come here. What do you want? What are we doing? You're in the shade. Come here. Come here. Come here, boy. He looks so small in this camera. I mean, he is a small dog, but he's not tiny. But on the camera, he really looks small. Okay, Bible. This is 3 pounds, 13 by 11 by 3. And this Bible is going to get shipped to KEP in Ohio. So nice and close. Okay, I'm going to get labels on these. I'll come back and tell you all about these profits on these 2 items, and then we're going to go in the photo booth and take some pictures. Right? You want to take a picture? Okay, here we go. All right, those 2 guys have labels, and they're going to go out on the porch tomorrow to get picked up by my mail carrier. I've already put in the request. I bought the labels, and then I put the request for a pickup. Let's quickly go over profits. It's a little less than I thought it was going to be. The vintage 90s Chicago Police Department homicide cap earned $24.75 after fees and shipping label. And then the Bible earned $32.22. So we're looking right now at a profit of $56.97, which definitely affects our average profit. I'm shooting for an average profit of at least $192 right now in order to reach my goal of $50,000 for the year. And yesterday that average was $229.49. So it's not so far over my quota that I can feel comfortable that I'm gonna stay over that quota for the whole rest of the month. But right now, so yeah, it was $229.49 after today's sort of dismal returns. it's down to 217. So not great, not terrible. We're gonna just keep our fingers crossed that the rest of the month keeps going strong. We'll probably have a couple of days like this, but I think we'll be okay by the time we get to the end of the month. Okay, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to the photo booth and take some pictures. All right, we don't have anything very exciting here today, but I have these things ready to go. These coats are gonna take a little bit of moving stuff around, and these saddlebags are gonna take a little bit of work. I should get those listed right away because they're like $225, but I'm gonna work on these cheap $10 CDs instead. So a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month, I bought a whole box of CDs for 40 bucks. I thought there were about 80 CDs in there, and that's about right, but once I got home, I found out a good portion of them were CDRs. They're burned, and a guy was like designing professional looking cases for them. So they looked pretty good, but they're not sellable. But it was fine. I knew there was one CD in there that was going to cover the expense of the whole box, and so I didn't even really look at the rest of them. But I have found a few in there that are worth selling, even though they're not worth selling for that much. Like these, there's some like this where I'm going to put two together, lot some up. And then this one is Shane McGowan. It says Shane McGowan and the Popes, but I know him from the Pogues, I think. Anyway, this CD has a little bit of value at least. I think it's about, let's see, I think it was about 18 bucks if I remember right. Drafts, Shane McGowan and the Popes. I did some research on some CDs on my lunch break, and most everything that I looked at, okay, $13 I'll sell this for. Most everything I looked up, I did this while I was sitting in my car in my lunch break, was not sellable, but a couple of these things were fine. Okay, this probably is gonna go in a box. Whoops, oh come on. So I typically write drafts up ahead of time, and then I take pictures. And when I take the pictures, I also put in the item specifics, the location where I'm gonna store this. In this case, it's gonna be CL mid 3B. There's a bunch of CDs in this location, so I'll put them in there. I'll put these in there with those. Okay, this is a guy named Kevin Kinney. I never heard of him, but I'm taking a chance here that these are going to be worth selling because I could find no sales of this at all. No listings, no sales, no evidence that this CD even exists, which could mean it's just like so unwanted that nobody bothers putting it on eBay. Or it could mean it's super rare and that somebody's going to be very excited to buy it and they'll pay any price for it. I don't know the answer. I don't know if one of those is even true. But I decided I was going to list it, and then I pulled out the next CD and it was also Kevin Kinney. So I'm like, well, let's just do them both together in one lot. And I think this is I'm going to try to get like $20 for these, 21. But at least I'll get some listings done tonight. I'll post these right away, and then if they sell, they sell. They basically cost me nothing at this point. I've already sold a couple of CDs out of that box that have not quite brought back my full $40, but pretty close. So I'll put $1 cost of goods on these two, and 50 cents on that. Okay, I'm just gonna put these away where they belong. Okay, I got those CDs put away and ready to list. I'm just going to hit publish on those in a few minutes, but that's about 30 minutes, I guess. I probably put into the shop tonight, and it's about all I can really handle. It was a very long weekend, 2 or 3 days of like 12-hour days working in the shop. So I'm taking it a little bit easy this week. So keeping it short. I think that's going to do it for tonight. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. We're doing well, and I hope you are too. So see you again soon. Bye.